Hey everyone, how's everyone doing? It is Thursday, about 2 o'clock, and I have cash out today. I've got a couple things to talk to you about. It shouldn't be a very long video. First of all, last week I totally messed up. It was the first mess up, I think, since I've started Dave Ramsey with my husband over a year ago. So last week, and I don't have the paper anymore to show you because I just completely rewrote my budget and everything because I was so mad at myself. But last paycheck, I did not write down 2 large bills. And I wrote it in my calendar, but I normally just have it memorized and I don't have to like double check. So I have this separate. So this is what my calendar looks like. So let's go to May. So I wrote down Verizon 175 here, Duke 185 here, but I did not write it in my book. So I don't look at this all the time. Well, I used to, but now I don't feel the need to. Well, that's changing because now I'm like, I'm determined to make sure that I never do this again. So we take our account down to pretty much nothing. We leave about a $50 buffer normally. But as I told you last week, we have a $500 emergency fund right now. We had to take we had $1,000. We were working on baby step 2. We had to take $500 out to cover the taxes that we had to pay. So that is what we're working on right now. However, I don't know if I mentioned last week, but we are like not really doing fully Dave Ramsey right now. We're not charging anything. We don't have any credit cards. We do the envelopes and we're on a strict budget, but we have 2 trips coming up. I have my dad's 60th birthday, my mom's birthday. So we have a bunch of things coming up and we're going to start trying, I think, like at some point this summer. So we're just going to have even more bills. So we're trying to not stress ourselves too much right now and just kind of enjoy these trips and enjoy the birthday parties coming up and stuff like that. So that's why we're not like 100% gazelle, but I do believe like starting in July, we will be able to be 100% gazelle because nothing else other than a hopeful baby one day, but nothing else is coming up. So long story short, we went negative 175 here and then 185 here. And my husband was like, I had to transfer $200 from the account to cover this. He had to transfer it to the checking account so that way we could avoid an overdraft fee. And I was like, what? How did that happen? And then like 15 minutes later, I saw this and I was like, I didn't even plan for that either. So then I had to transfer more money. So now our emergency fund is at $100, and I'm going to show you kind of what we're doing today to kind of get that back. So we have a separate account. I've told you about this before. Our $840 that we get paid, that is after this separate account. So it's normally around $1,100, and then the like $230 something I think every week goes to this separate account. So that's State Employees Credit Union. So let's see if I can break that up. So Wells Fargo is $840. State Employee Credit Union, I think, is like $238. So here's the pay, and it gets split. His company, they split it for him, so he don't have to do anything. So this goes to car and loan. However, the car is, I think, every 2 weeks. And the loan is 2 times a month. So sometimes we have extra money because of extra paychecks. So we had about $300 extra. So we're taking that and putting that there. So hopefully that makes sense. So what I'm gonna do because this is actually, I'm changing around a little bit. So I'm going to put 300 from State Employees Credit Union. So initially I had planned on doing 100 to the emergency fund, which would make it 500, but that was before we had to transfer all that money. So now 300, 400, now I'm doing 400 to the emergency fund, which will still make it 500. So now we're right back where we needed to be. So thank God for that extra account, and thank God for emergency fund, because that's what, when Dave Ramsey says, you never, rainy days, like that was a rainy day for us. That was an emergency. We would have been negative money, plus, then that would have screwed us over on this week. Plus, we would have had two extra overdraft charges, which are like $32 for our bank. So I'm just so thankful, and I tried to be positive, even though that day I was like really emotional, really beating myself up. But my husband was like, babe, it is what it is. You made a mistake. Yes, I do handle most of the budget. He is included in it. We talk about it all the time. But he wouldn't have thought, oh, what about electric and what about cell phone? Like, it was like the last month whenever I was working on this, I guess I just like totally forgot to put it in there. Either something else was on my mind, or I don't know. I can't explain what happened. But anyway, so that is what's going on. So here's our bills this week. So this is what we have in our account right now, plus like a $35, I think. 61 Time Warner cable, 85 gas, 60 groceries. I'm putting $250 to the house. So technically I'm going to put $650 is what I'll transfer to the savings account, because I transferred $250 to make sure that we don't see it. We know that $250 is in the emergency fund. That way, whenever our house payments due, I just transfer it back. That's what works best for me. So today I'll transfer $650 to the savings account. But only 400 of that will be from today, and then we'll have 500 total. Cash for envelopes, I only did 100 for cash for envelopes this week, just because I really want to focus more on the emergency fund than stuff. So that's why I did that. So 100 for cash for envelopes. We're going to do 20 to Sarah, 20 to Aaron, 20 to travel, 20 to dates, 20 to gifts, 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. I wrote already have. I don't know. Oh, I meant to put already have 220. That's how much we should have in there. The 20 for gifts is actually going to be going to my cousin's wedding gift. We're getting her a gift card for that much, so that's what we're getting. And then here I put keep aside $100 for Mom's birthday, and I wrote already have because I already got it out. So 20, 40, 60, 80, 100 is actually going to go into gifts for family. Now, right now I don't have any money in there. Now, the reason I'm putting gifts for family is because my mom has a birthday, my dad has a birthday. I'm helping plan my dad's birthday, and that's going to be like quite a bit of money for decorations and food. My stepmom took care of the rental, which was super nice, and my aunt is helping a lot also. She took care of like the invites. So I'm not having to do that much, but for my mom's birthday, we're probably going to go to a spa. And so I'm also going to be cooking her dinner, or we're going to be going out to eat. And I just want to make sure that I have enough and I'm not like scrounging for money at the very end. So that's why I do things like this. And summer and winter like are always hard. Like spring and fall, those are super easy because we just have like a couple birthdays and we don't spend more than $20 on those birthdays. But Christmas time, I'm such a giver, and I'm already nervous about Christmas because like this time last year I had already started Christmas for family, and you see I have nothing in there. Father's Day is coming up, so I've got that. I'll show you what next week's budget's looking like so you can kind of come along with me. So these are my holiday envelopes that I have, and I just have like Christmas for each other, gifts for each other, Christmas for family. Sometimes we don't use these because we end up shopping on Amazon, and if that's the case, we just don't take cash out for it. We just use it on our debit card. Whatever you want to do. If you want to take out cash and then deposit it back, we've done that before also. So I would say whatever works for you. Just kind of use your judgment. So now Gifts for Family has $100. So I'm going to mark through this. And let's see. Actually, since I already have here $20 for gifts, I'm going to go ahead and mark through that also. And I'll go ahead and put this in there. Now, if I have leftover after all these birthday parties are done, you know what I'm going to do with it? Put it towards whatever current baby step I'm on. I hope I have all of it left over. You know, heck, I hope I budget even better over the next couple weeks and I have a bunch left over. Or if me and my mom decide not to do a spa, we decided to do something else that's less expensive, then I'll cross that bridge then. But I just want to make sure I have it. Okay, so that one's done. Next is $20 for Aaron. He doesn't have an envelope, so that's just going to be hanging out until he gets home. He's at work right now, so that's going to be hanging out, and he'll get that in his wallet. $20 for Sarah. Right now I have, so putting the 20 towards it, 25, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34. And honestly, some of this I may end up using for the spa because, you know, it's actually a thing that my mom and I decided to do for, like, I said, well, if you want to do it, we can go together because my birthday's in July. And I was like, we'll just pay for ourselves whatever we want, and that's our gift to each other. Obviously, I'll still get my mom something, like probably flowers, a card, even something small. But I normally spend like $50 on her, so I thought this would be a good way to like kind of do something for each other, but also together. So Sarah's spending's done. Dates, I have $3. So I'm putting a 20 in there for dates. I don't think we have any plans this week, but I think my groceries are actually a little bit over because of what I'm cooking for date night. I'm cooking ribs. So I may take some money from this and put it towards our grocery. That way we can be safe and secured. I'm not going to put anything to home. Right now I've got a 20 in there. Let me mark through dates. I am not going to put anything to miscellaneous. I've got a 20 in there. I love whenever I have money in these envelopes. I'm not putting anything to medical. Right now I have 25. I'm not putting anything to toiletries. 25 there too. Let me straighten this out for y'all. I know the videos I watch, people are like, oh, I don't know how you don't straighten out the money. And I'm like, yeah, I agree, because I like straightening out my money too. And then I have nothing in car. I wonder why I have nothing in car. Maybe I just didn't put anything in there. Oh, my husband got his oil change. That's right. So, car, I'm not going to be having anything in for a couple months, I don't think. Or maybe a couple weeks. Okay. So, the only thing I have left is travel. Let me make sure I have 220 in here like I thought. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100. 20, 40, 60, 80, 200. 20, 40. Oh, I have 20, 40. Yeah, so now it's 260. Heck yeah. All right, I'm gonna mark that out. So I have $260 for travel. That's awesome. Again, if we don't use all this, then guess what? We'll either redistribute it to envelopes and not have to worry about taking cash out and use the cash for emergency fund, or we'll just take this and deposit it into the account, and that's gonna be the emergency fund. So this week we only stuffed 4 envelopes plus Aaron's, which he doesn't have an envelope. So we didn't stuff 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 envelopes. Okay, so next week, $840, taking out $250 for the house again, 60 groceries, 85 gas. Clearly I do this every single week. Some weeks is more, but we always try, like if I have more than 60 on my grocery bill, if I'm buying, like let's say toilet paper, toothpaste, I have a separate category. I use toiletries for that, and I just put the money towards it. If I'm buying something in bulk, then I try to deduct it. Like if I'm buying something like almond flour, for instance, I'll try to remove $10 from the next week and be much cheaper. So we might be eating like eggs and hot dogs the next week, you know what I'm saying? So I just try to make it all even. 85 gas, $80 for Father's Day gifts. That's including, I'm just doing Aaron a gift, my dad a gift and his dad a gift. I'm not, my brother, he's a dad. But whenever stuff like that, we start adding stuff like that, because we could do Aaron's brother. We could do my brother. We could do grandparents. There's so much we could do. I'm not super close to my grandfather, and my grandmother passed away. That was my mom's mom. And I'm also not super close to my grandmother on my dad's side. I love all of them, but my nanny I was definitely the closest to. And my papa Joe passed away a few years back. So he was a wonderful man too. So anyway, I'm just not doing that. I feel like if I have to do for one, I have to do for all kind of thing. And I just don't want to go down that road, because then I'll feel like very anxious over it. So I'm just doing those 3. And I'm going to say under the $80 budget. I already have my dad's gift picked out and Aaron's gift picked out. So his dad, I think we're just going to do a gift card. And we will probably take them. I know that I'll end up taking my dad out for Father's Day. I just don't know where or when or what our plan is for that. I'm assuming on Father's Day, but I just don't know completely. I want to get my brother and sister-in-law a thank you gift card, and that's going to be, like I said, I don't want to get them a Father's Day because I didn't get my sister-in-law a Mother's Day, but they got me a Mother's Day card and plant, and I just want to thank them for kind of everything they do for us. They're just good. So at some point I want to get them that, so it may be next week. 120 for envelopes next week, 20 to Sarah, 20 to Aaron, 20 to dates, and 40 to travel. I just want to make sure I'm good on travel. And then I'm going to keep 100 for Dad's birthday and 60 for Mom's birthday. So I'll end up getting out 160 for the birthdays, 120 for cash. Nothing's going to go to emergency fund next week. And then next week I will show you the envelope stuffing again, and then we'll go over the next week. And at some point I'm going to have to figure out where the money for food is going to come from for Father's Day, because I'm going to have to take out, we're going to do like my husband probably on Saturday night, my dad on Sunday, and then his dad, I don't know when we'll do his dad. It'll be at some point, but it's just a lot added up, and food can get really expensive. If we go to like Texas Roadhouse, it'll be like probably $80 to $100, which, that'll be a lot. So we really have to think about where our money's going to come from. So that's something that does give me a little bit of anxiety, but I'm just trying to work through that. So anyway, so here's where I'll start with June. I'll start that next week, and I've already wrote all of my budget until October 3rd is where I've ended. So anyway, just for all of you to know, we will have, unless Aaron picks up an extra job or something, we will have our emergency fund back and completed by July 3rd. And then July 11th, we will be able to start putting money towards medical debt. So that's where we're at right now. All right, guys, I'll talk to you later. Sorry this video is so long. I was trying to keep it at 15 minutes, but I'll see you probably, I'll either do like a makeup Monday, or I'll do like a what I eat in a day or grocery haul or something like that. And then I'll see you next Thursday for sure for this. Talk to you then. Bye.